Hey, welcome everybody to the Daybirds Consulting Facebook Live. And we have a special guest here on a very special occasion. It's one of our favorite things that we do. It is a book birthday celebration. And first of all, I am joined by my co-host, Tara Martin. Hi, Tara.
Hi, Dave.
There
Super
she is.
excited.
Yes, the baddie from the natty is with us today.
Woo!
I love it. And then also, of course, we have the guest of honor, and that is the brand new author of Teach Happy, Kim Strobel. Kim, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I've been looking forward to this all day. You are two of my favorite people.
Oh, that's so sweet for you to say. Yeah. And listen, as you are joining us, we would love it if you would throw your name over into the comments. We love to see who is here with us. So let us know that you're watching. Maybe let us know where you're watching from. And it is so fun for us to see who is celebrating with us tonight. And we have already gone international. We are from Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada. We have Nick Roque, the author of Phenomenal Teacher, has joined us. She is a huge fan of Kim. And so it's so good to see her. And it is D2, Danya Ball, superintendent from California, is here to join us as well. An author and her own fantastic author of 2 books, soon to be 3, I believe. And so Danya, thank you so much for joining us. Kelly, thank you. They're just pouring in, and we love to see it. Amy is here with us tonight. Martha, oh man, they're going so fast. I don't know if I'm going to be able to announce everybody. I love to see everybody popping in. And I got a knock on my door last night, and this is what showed up.
Woo! Mine isn't here yet.
How did you get yours before me? I thought I was the very first person to order it on the secret link that nobody else knew was live except for us. And your book came yesterday. I couldn't believe when you sent me that message.
Nobody's faster than Wendy.
His stuff comes in the same day all the time. He's like, it must be Vancouver. Vancouver gets all the mail first, then it's got to travel all the way across the U.S.
Hey, Kim, I have to ask you, I know this is something that's been on your bucket list for a long time, and you have just accomplished it. It is a huge accomplishment. How does it feel to finish and have it out into the world and be a published author?
I've had so many, and I'm seeing so many names that I know. Meg, she was at a training years ago. Kelly was the high school helper in my 4th grade classroom who came in every day. I'm seeing so many wonderful names, but I'll tell you, it's a strange week before the book launch. My emotions were all over the place. I was in anxiety and fear and is it what I want it to be? Is it going to be true? Is it really going to help them move the needle in their life? I knew it had a beautiful cover, but I want to make sure the inside matched the outside. And then excitement. And then I will tell you, last night, Dave, when you sent, I saw the book in someone's hands, I was so embarrassed. My husband was right there. I just started crying. And I'm like, I think it's just, I did not believe in myself for 10 years. I kept writing here and there a little bit and then giving up and saying, I'm not a writer. This isn't something that I can do. And then I go, but no, it's in my heart. I've got to do it. And I was just telling Scott last night, I know something took over me last year and just helped me bring this to fruition, because I honestly, I told Scott, I think it might be a dream. Are we really here doing this?
Yeah.
That's the best.
That feeling of being unsure about putting your work into the world, it's a very vulnerable thing to put your heart out there. And I mean, Tara, that's something that you could speak to. I mean, you experienced that before you published Be Real. We had some conversations around that where you're like, I don't think I want to put this book out. So you've been there too.
For sure. And I feel like every author, anytime you work so hard on something, you're putting out your precious blood, sweat, and tears, this project that you hope inspires and does all the things that you poured your soul into. It comes with that. I think every a single author that Dave and I have ever visited with in our line for sure have always said the same thing, like, oh my God, like, should we do this? Should we not? Should we do this? Should we not? And it's just like this like you said, it's a roller coaster. And I know with my book, I was super nervous about putting it out there. And Dave actually wrote the foreword for my book, and he talked about slaying that dragon of fear, because when you feel like when you feel nervous and you feel scared at that last second, that's when you know you got to put it out there, because it's as nervous as you feel. When people read it, they feel the power of what you put in there, and they're inspired, and they're moved to do something different. So I'm so glad that you put it out there, and I can testify that the inside is as awesome as the outside, for sure. Just like you, Kim. Beautiful inside and out.
Thank you, Tara. Thank you. I think that holding the sunshine at the forefront for both of us and all of us is hard, because somebody asked me the other day on a podcast, they're like, what's your favorite quote? And I said, it's the one about the brightest stars are seen in the darkest of night, because I do feel like I've had so many times in my life that were just very, very dark. And at times I felt hopeless. And I just did not know that those were the very things that were going to guide me later in my path. And so I always say I chase the light really hard in my life, because I know the darkness.
You know what it feels like. Yeah.
I think that people don't necessarily like to take words of wisdom, advice from people that have perfect lives or seemingly perfect lives. Like the fact that they know, and you share in the story that, I mean, you've been through hard things, you've been through tough things, you've had struggles, you've had lots of stuff that you've had to overcome. That just makes the story all the more believable, authentic, and people connect with it, and people connect with you. I know that's the same with your speaking, Kim, is that your audiences just really so connect with your struggles and your willingness to share those struggles. And I think that's, how did it feel to share some of those struggles in the written word, like on the page?
Yeah. What's interesting is the preface of the book is really, it starts out with a student who really impacted my teaching career. And I think that many times we think we're the teachers of these students, but I believe, and I know you feel this way too, it's like so many of them really do impact you. And so I talk about Corey in the preface, and interestingly enough, he texted me today before he even found out the book released, because we still text all these years later. He was my 4th grade student, and he had gotten into this new job, and he's super excited. And I was just reminded that the lasting impact that a teacher can have on a student's life, but the lasting impact that a student can have on a teacher's life. And it just really got to me today, just knowing that I was having that communication with him. I've already forgot what your original question was, though. What was your original question?
Just I mean, the feeling of sharing all that vulnerability on a written page that's going to go to the entire world. I mean, that's a powerful thing that you've done.
Yeah, I think when people hear the word happiness coach, and that's why I do tell my story from the stage, I think it's real easy to, because Dave, I really, I like, my assistant Emma sent me a message this week, and she's like, she was asking for a content reason, but she's like, do you ever just not want to get out of bed, Kim? And, I kind of wanted to answer yes, but that's not the truth. Like, I really do wake up every day really excited to live my life, even though I have struggles still at times. But that wasn't always the case for me. And I think that it's not about just like pivoting our brain to happy and not acknowledging the struggles that we have. And, and you see that in chapter 1, the title of that is From Panic to Purpose. And it's where I do get very honest and real about the hard things that I've endured, at least one of them. I feel like there's 17 other stories to tell along with that. And I always like, I just came to this earth to have to overcome some hard things, but I used to wonder if I should share that story with people. And so I did, and I get a lot of affirmation that that's the right thing to do, because so many times we can kind of see these people and think that they do have these lives that are just all that, and understanding that we can be a mixture of both, right? We can be a mixture of happiness and unhappiness at the same time. And we do get to create more of our happiness if we're willing to take control of that.
Yeah. And your willingness to share that is just something that's going to make the project that much more powerful, connect with that many more people, have that more of that. It's going to increase the impact even, so much further. I love Amy said, wait, people have perfect lives. Who are they? They're fake, Amy. That's who they are. They're fake because it's not true. We don't buy it for a second. We all have things going on. So Kale, I have a question for you that I would love for you to share with the audience that's watching today, because this just blew me away. I sent a message to you about the first day. Don't be, enjoy it, celebrate, have, really bring that in and don't feel stress around it, but celebrate. And you sent a message back to me about what you were doing on the morning of your release day. It's a pretty atypical thing for someone to do on the morning they release their book. So will you please share what you did on the morning of your book release?
I went for a 20-mile run. I'm training for a marathon. I used to do them. And then about 5 or 6 years ago, the trauma on my body from training that much wasn't worth it to me. So I decided that, well, I'll keep running. I don't want to train for marathons, but that I would do one with every new decade. And so in February, I turned 50. So I'm training for a marathon. And my husband drove me out to the interstate today, and he dropped me off, and then I ran 20 miles back home.
Yeah, that's not a very typical thing that our authors do on their book release day, or any day for that matter. But I thought that was just so spectacular. And I bet it gave you a chance to kind of really spend some time in reflection about what it is that you had just done.
It did, because back when I had a dream of starting my own business to support and empower teachers, back in like 2013, so I launched in 2016, but in 2013 to 2016, I tell people that I dreamt my business. I dreamt about it and envisioned it on every run I took for 2 years. And back then I was training for a marathon. So I was going along the same kind of country roads today. And I remember even the exact spot where I was thinking and creating and envisioning what it might look like to really be able to have an impact on teachers in a way that makes them feel really supported and really seen and really loved and cared for. And so as I was running those roads, I was like, gosh, like, let's just take a moment to breathe in and look around and say, your feet crossed this path, 10 years ago. And it was a little dream that you had that you didn't know if or how to bring it to fruition, but you saw it and you saw the people. And so how crazy is that I do that on book launch day?
Really crazy, actually.
It's crazy no matter what day you do it on.
I didn't want to say that, but yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. It's really amazing. Like amazing crazy.
Yeah, it's inspiring for sure.
For sure.
And I know we have several runners in here. Earlier, Laura said something along the lines of, wait a second, you're a runner, an educator, and a writer. Like, I don't even know anything else. I like you. So.
She also asked when's the marathon. So I was set to do the Providence, Rhode Island marathon like May 8th, because it's an hour from Boston where my son lives. Last Thursday, I ran 18 miles and thankfully did not check my email during the 18-mile run, because I got home, walked in, sat at the table. Scott was there eating lunch. I clicked on the email and it said, sorry to inform you, but your marathon is canceled because of some bridge issue, not the one that we thought, but a bridge issue. Yeah. So I had to pivot, and I'm actually running April 28th, the Derby Marathon in Louisville, Kentucky, which I've done that one several times. So
That's awesome.
Hey, Jay Billy says
Comment.
that, look at that. Saw you at the Ditch Conference, the Matt Miller Ditch Conference.
So we have that in common. That's where I met you, Kim.
That's where I met you, Tara Martin.
I met you at the Ditch Conference for the first time.
I remember you sitting on a swing and outside this like little cabin, and we were just talking. I remember that.
I know, it was so lovely. We had so much in common that day. I mean, always, but I mean, the minute we met, you're like, I like this vibe. I'm like, me too.
I know. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So Meg's in Kentucky. I think in 2016, when I held my first few conferences, Meg was at that conference. And I also love Meg because she adopted a dog one time. And you know how I am about dogs that I'm trying to rehome.
Yeah.
What is that? What is that number? The number is spectacular. What?
It's like, I think as of last week, it's 212 dogs that I've either rescued or rehomed in 20 years.
That's incredible.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's absolutely incredible.
So,
So when you open up the book, first thing you come to is a lineup of educators that I'm very fond of. I'm on there, but in addition to myself, there's Stand Tall Steve Fuller's in there. Lainey Rao, who I love her work around gratitude, and Lavana Roth, Ignite Your Shine, who I also love her work. And so just some spectacular endorsements. I thought that I would read my endorsement for Kim's book here while you are watching. And so I got a chance to read an advanced copy of this and send in a blurb. And so this is what I wrote. Courageously vulnerable, powerfully authentic, and absolutely packed with practical ways to bring joy and happiness into your life. Teach Happy is a must read for any educator navigating these tumultuous times. I don't currently have a life coach, but if I get one, it'll be Kim Strobel. So when are we going to start that, Kim?
I love that. That was my favorite sentence of the whole endorsement. And oh yeah, I know. It's so funny. I just got a call last week, somebody wanting me to one-on-one coach them. And I'm like, well, I don't think I'm a one-on-one person. I'd rather be on the stage in front of 5,000 people and do my thing that way. But I'll give you all the encouragement you need, Dave Burgess.
Same. Trust me. I feel the same way.
I would have been a terrible counselor. Do you think about that? Those counselors that sit there and listen to everybody's, woes and struggles and misery. And then they have to sit there and listen hour after hour. And I'm like, those people are amazing because there's not any part of Kim Strobel that has any of that in her.
I'm not sure I believe that, by the way, but that is difficult and essential, powerful work for sure.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I think Dave is a life coach, honestly. He needs one because he is one. He definitely is for me. Poor guy, he doesn't get paid though.
I want to tell you what, that was a moment last night too, because I've said this to you before, Dave, but I was at Perry Central Community Schools sitting in the crowd, I don't know, 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And Dave was the keynote speaker. We were in the gymnasium, and I've never, it's like Tony Robbins energy when Dave turns it on. It's just crazy. And he's like, and I'm loving it because, I'm an extrovert. So I'm I take in all the energy. He's jumping around. He's running up and down the aisles. He's got his pirate outfit on. He's like a madman, going crazy. And I am captivated the entire time. And I was like, how in the world how do I even know you now personally? I was like, that's crazy. Because I just sat there oh.
The thing that's so shocking is then when people actually meet me and they're like, oh, he's actually this shy, introverted guy.
You're like,
I know. And then I remember you writing on the dry erase board. What is it talk about getting everybody's eyes glued to it.
The number one top secret way to become a better lover.
That's it.
The dry erase board. We moved up since then. It's on a slide now.
Jay Billy bringing up the fact that I had hair back then.
Yeah, hair back.
You see we have decided on the same hairstyle. We've settled in on the same hairstyle, Jay and me. So
Beautiful.
Yes.
yeah.
Bald is
Hey,
beautiful. So Kim, I was about to
go ahead, Tara. Go ahead.
I was about to get Dave on task. So Kim, like when people get your book, Teach Happy, what can they expect? What is your biggest hope for the readers?
I think that as educators, we feel like the education system is just kind of happening to us all of the time. I know in the state of Indiana, just recently this week, they now are requiring that elementary school teachers get 80 hours of this literacy certification. And we have a bunch of people in our science of reading course, and they're like, does this count? Because, you know, it looks like we are only allowed to take this one from the state. And can you maybe, and it's like, I got emails. They're just so stressed out, like another expectation placed upon them. Right. And so I just feel like we almost feel like it's just, like we almost feel victims to this system. But what I know is we might not ever control the overwhelming demands that are placed on us. But what I know is that we have this pocket of power within ourselves, and that I can really teach you how to get your life back. I want you to have these specific steps that are going to kind of blow you away, because we feel powerless. But in all reality, there's this big sliver of the pie that is available for you. And I think that people are going to be really surprised when they look at what these little habits are. And here's the deal. You can't do every single habit in the book. That's not how we make momentum in our life. It's really that 1% rule. It's that idea of thinking of combined interest. I remember when my son was like 12 years old, we started teaching him about combined interest. And we did this whole like Dave Ramsey thing where like person A puts $2,000 in an account every year from 18 to 26, and person B starts at 26 and puts 2,000 in until 62, and person A ends up having way more money. And so we did this whole lesson, which, by the way, he put all this money in, and then at 22, he called his mom and said, hey, I'm like an expert now at the stock market, and I'm taking all my money out of Edward Jones and gonna, and my brother's the Edward Jones guy. And I call him and he's like, Kim, if he loses it all, let him lose it at 22. It'd be a great lesson for, but anyway, combined interest grows and you don't even realize it. And it's the same thing with like, you pick one tiny little thing, you move the needle 1%, just 1% in your life. And day after day after day, that 1% all of a sudden starts yielding these results. And people always feel like they have to do it all. No. You pick one teeny tiny habit and you move the needle 1% and you see what happens in your life. And Tara, you're shaking your head. You've used this philosophy big time. I know you. I know how you have put physical fitness and everything, is a big part of your life. And you've seen what you're a great person who puts actions behind behind goals.
Yeah. And I believe this so much, Kim. And I honestly think you modeled this very well. And I also think that's why it's so believable, not only with Kim, but with the books that we put out there. We make sure that, you're connecting with the reader. And on this book specifically, you hear Kim, you feel Kim, you understand, you can tell she has empathy for the topic, and it makes doing the work so much more meaningful because you're hearing from a life coach, literally. You're hearing from the Kim Strobel, but you feel that like you have such a passion that is undeniable in writing and in person. And I think that's just one of the beautiful things about Teach Happy, and specifically this topic, Teach Happy. And, I think a lot of people think, oh, we're supposed to be happy all the time. I'm like, that's really hard to do. I'm not very happy. I'm not happy all the time. I'm not either. And that's not the point. And I love that you really drive that home in this book.
Oh, yes. Thank you for that. And that's part of the understanding in the book, is that happiness is not like this end destination that we get to. It's like, oh, now I've crossed all my T's and dotted my I's, and I've achieved all of these things. And am I finally going to get to happy? And that's not it. Like, we're all a mixture of happy and unhappy all of the time. Yesterday, I was like the most unhappy, you guys, I've been in months, because I just had like everything coming at me, and I'm re-recording our trauma informed online course. And I told my husband, like, I'm traumatized by having to redo this whole thing. And like, I had nothing left in me yesterday. My happiness level was like at a 0.5. And I'm like, how strange is this that Teach Happy's coming out tomorrow? And I've lost all my happiness today, you know, but I woke up this morning and I felt better. And so Arthur Brooks says that happiness is a direction that we're headed in. It's a direction, and that we can all get happier, but we have to understand the specific things that contribute to that and the things that don't. And that the book really clearly explains, hey, here's what you think is going to make you happier, and it's not, but you're a human being and you're still going to chase those things. And here is where you can be specific. I know somebody just asked in the chat box, like, how do I learn to wake up and feel excited every morning? That book is going to intentionally give you what I think are the top happiness habits, and 5 of them are extremely research-based. They're the top 5 happiness habits that work on the 40% of your happiness that is in your control.
Yeah, love that. Dave, thanks for joining us. From Dave down in Florida, popping in here. Appreciate you. And I know so many people are resonating with what you're saying in the comments, Kim, and those watching. And we just cannot wait for people to read this book. There's never been a better time for it. A lot of people feeling overwhelmed out there. It's tough. It's tough out there right now. And this is the kind of message that can really get you through this year, not just surviving, thriving. And we hope that you'll go and pick up Kim's book and read Kim's book. Again, the subtitle is Small Steps to Big Joy. This isn't about changing your whole life. These are about some, like Kim said, these are some small things that you can change to really transform things at school, but then also at home as well. And that's one of the things I love about your message, Kim, is it's not just something that's going to help at school. This is going to help in relationships with your maybe significant other, with your kids, with your friends. It's going to help in all areas of your life, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. And here's what I would say. Like, honestly, I feel like any human outside of the education profession even can pick up this book and they will get so much from it. But I did specifically tie in the education piece because, you know, educators are at the heart of who I am. But I always felt like there should be like people should know this can help anyone. And then also, I'm super scared I'm going to forget to announce this. So we said we would give away 1 free book, and I am so excited. So my assistant Emma, who's like hiding in the back room, she's like, I'm just going to randomly pick somebody. And so Amy Zimmerman Walker, who I know is a member of my Teach Happy Facebook group too. So I love it. I love that she is the winner. So Amy, you're going to message me your address and I'm going to send you a signed copy of Teach Happy.
Congratulations, Amy.
Hey, Amy, that's awesome.
Kim, before we leave, we have a few questions. So it'll be like, this is going to be like that fiery kind of answer these questions, but we have a few questions from people. One is from Kelly. Will it help all teachers or just gen ed teachers? I think you just answered that one pretty well, but I'll let you answer it.
Yeah, I think it's for every single person in education, even custodians and school secretaries, anybody that works in the walls of the school are going to walk away with, I think, some good value.
And Heather, this answer also will probably suit you as well. And here's another one. Can you use this as a PLC or PD guide, or is it more like a memoir?
Yeah, so that's a great question. On the website, if you go to strobeleducation.com and you go to Teach Happy book, you're going to see there is a downloadable study guide. So for instance, somebody messaged me today and said, I bought this book for all of us kindergarten teachers, and we're going to do a book study on it. We're so excited. And I said, go to my website, go to Teach Happy Books, scroll to the bottom and grab the study guide, because it goes chapter by chapter, and it has like reflection questions so that you can really have those PLC conversations. I know that we have school districts who are interested in purchasing the book and like doing a book study, next school year, which I love. Let's focus on that. Let's really focus on teacher well-being, and let's quit saying we are, and let's put some action behind it.
Agreed, 100%. What about this one? What is the art of flow, and what's incorrect about work-life balance?
Okay, so I really can't stand that. Yeah, there's a whole chapter on that in the book. I can't stand the word balance because I tried and tried and tried my whole life to get balance, and I never, ever could. I would be hitting it out of the ballpark in this area and totally dropping the ball over here, and then feeling guilty that I can't keep it all together. And I always said that, my tombstone would probably say like Kim was always working on balance, and gosh, she just never made it. And so finally I'm like, I can't even stand that word. Like, I don't really know anybody who has balance in their life. Like, I don't think that's attainable. And so I've actually switched that word out with the word flow. And flow means that I feel good many times in the areas of my life that are important to me. And in the book, we actually have you evaluate 8 areas of your life so that you can identify where you want to send more intentional energy.
Love that. Love so much. All right. Yeah. And I think there might have been, what is your default morning routine? This is from Vicky.
I'm scared to say because I'm an empty nester, and this is going to blow people out of the mind, right? Because when you don't have kids at home, you do, and you work from home a lot. So here's what I do. I wake up around 6:15. I go straight to my office where I have a meditation chair, and I practice transcendental meditation, which is 20 minutes of meditation in the morning and 20 at night. So I go straight to my meditation chair. My 2 dogs, I have 3 dogs, but 2 of them fight over who gets to be on my lap during meditation. And then I go to my kitchen and I make my protein shake and my energy workout drink. Then I go sit in a special chair. There's one in my living room that I like during the winter, one on my deck during the nice weather. And I grab my gratitude journal and I write 5 things that I'm thankful for every day. And then I have 10 affirmations. Then I play around on social media for far too long. Like it might be like 40 minutes. I'm embarrassed. I'm working on it. I have a timer set, but like I play around for like 40 minutes, doing my thing. And then I'm like, get it together, Kim. And then I go work out and do my run or my beach body workout in the basement. And then I'm ready to work.
There you go.
That's an amazing morning routine. But I love how you said, it just depends. Like what season of life are you in, And there are times like last year, I was in the low season. Like I was not having my very awesome morning routine as I'm having right now. But I love that you address that not only in the book, but just in your own life. Like with the word flow, it just makes sense, right? It still works. But there are times where we're just floating and other times we're swimming, we're just kind of going with the flow, but we're moving.
Right. We're headed in the right direction more times than not.
For sure. Well, Kim, we are pumped about this book. So excited. Yeah. Teach Happy is with with our sister company Impress. And we have just had so much fun working with Kim, on our end too. And it is just such a beautiful book. I hope that every one of you grab it. I did drop this link over here in the comment section. It's a ginormous link. Just click it and you'll be able to check it out and read the first few chapters of it from the preview on there just to get an idea. But I'm telling you right now, you're going to want this book, and you're also going to want to share it with people. Like she said, even outside of education, everyone's going to be able to benefit from those habits of being on this journey of this direction, of this happier direction.
I'm laughing at Annick's comment. Did you see it?
Yeah. So here's the thing. I was going to say that this is a trap that's being set for you right now, Kim.
It's going to be rough. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah. Annick has 4 very young boys at home, and you do not. Yeah, you do not want to make this trade.
Yeah, I know. So I was telling her the other day that like I always dreamed of having 4 kids and I only ended up having one. And I'm always like, I just am in awe, like, oh, 4 kids and they're, and then I go, but I don't really know if I could have handled it. And then we were like, what if I went to live with your family for 1 week and had to take those 4 boys to all those hockey things and prepare like and then I go, you could live my life, an empty nester. And then I go, I can tell you, Nick, I'll be running for Indiana so fast. I'll be fleeing Canada.
It's so
Yeah.
true. I also only had one. I almost think, Kim, we hardly get the mom card when we only had one. Like,
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Tara, I love you, Tara.
Like when I talk to people with multiples, I'm like, can I even claim this role? Like this is wild.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We are so honored that you've taken a little bit of your time tonight to pop in here and be a part of our Facebook Live and to come and celebrate Kim with us and to celebrate the release of her new book. We could not be more excited for you to read it. If you get this book, please do us a favor. This is just the start of the conversation. This is not the end of it. We love to connect with people who are reading the book. I know Kim loves to connect with people that are reading the book. Tell us that you got the book. Maybe share a picture of it arriving. We love to see the pictures. Take a picture of something, a takeaway that you're getting from the book. Use the hashtag #TeachHappy. But we'll be looking in there and tag. You can tag me, tag Tara, and Kim. If people are looking to tag you, what are the best places to tag you?
Yeah, Instagram is at Kim Strobel Joy, and then Facebook is just Kim Sablehouse Strobel.
Yeah, please connect with us. We'd love to see people reading the book and what you are taking away from it. How are you bringing this into your life and into whatever your setting is? And so hashtag #TeachHappy. Connect with us. And again, thank you so much for spending time with us tonight. Thank you so much for getting Teach Happy and learning from this great message. Tara, thanks for co-hosting with me. And Kim, thanks for being here.
Oh gosh, thank you both so much for all your support. I have felt your love and you're just incredible. I just have so much admiration for both of you. I feel really, really grateful for this.
We also feel super honored. So
Yeah,
excited.
it's an honor to work with you.
Yay. Yeah. Let's do this thing. Remember, everyone go back, look at the links, go grab your book, first of all. And then the links are for her Facebook and Instagram are there. She's always putting out great content. Oh, Kim, you have a TikTok now.
Oh, geez. That's all I know. That look, I'm going to start breaking out.
This was going so well.
Why did you mention the TikTok?
It's a scavenger hunt. Go find her on TikTok too.
Yes, I think it's like, I don't even know, Kim Strobel Happy maybe or something.
It's awesome. Go check it out.
Yeah, I put up I'm at pirate.teacher and I just put up a TikTok with Kim's book and tagged her so you can find her account through mine if you need to too.
There you go. There you go. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful night. Happy book birthday, Kim.
Thank you. Thank you very
much. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.